up next, SGA holds a meeting with Parking and Transportation Services. Find out what developments were announced. Plus, the deadline for voter registration is coming up. We have the details on what you need to do before the cutoff date. And a competitive film festival reaches out to film buffs around the world. We have all this and more next. UTRGV-TV starts now. Thank you for joining us on this week's UTRGV-TV edition. I'm Ileana Luna. On this week's top story, students voiced their concerns on parking at the latest SGA meeting held with UTRGV parking and transportation officials. Our reporter Juliana Quiroz has the details on projects set to alleviate parking concerns.
Parking is one of the most serious concerns for students at UTRGV, which is why the Student Government Association held a meeting for students to voice their concerns with parking and transportation officials.
We are people who work 2, 3, 4 jobs a day.
This student spoke up on behalf of those who have a rough schedule and can't make it early to campus and find a parking space.
We are students and we're limited in time, we're limited in resources. You cannot come into us and ask us to lend you some of the resources we have.
He says because some students struggle to make ends meet, it becomes harder for them to purchase a parking permit.
Parking $100 for other people is not a lot, but for many people here, which majority, $100 is taken away for their food, taken away for their gas, taken away for that stuff.
UTRGV's Director of Transportation says he anticipated this type of response from students.
I reached out to Denise Palacios and we kind of indirectly decided to do this. The idea behind everything was to get their input.
He says he started an initiative to provide outreach this school year and continue with the projects announced in this meeting, including the recent parking lot expansions. Over 230 parking spaces were added here in lots E25 and E26 on the northeast side of the Edinburg campus. And over 200 spaces were added in Lot B4 in the Brownsville campus. Zuniga says parking and transportation studies and committees are in the works, and they are also looking into a lot capacity software that would allow students to know if parking lots are full. For more developments, you can visit their website at utrgv.edu/parking and transportation services. In Edinburg, for UTRGV-TV, I'm Juliana Quiroz.
A special and free panel led by activists and leaders from our community gathered to discuss the future of progressive politics in our region. Our reporter Kenya Gomez has more.
Andres Bernal, an immigrant raised in the Rio Grande Valley, along with 4 other activists and leaders from our community, gathered to discuss the future of progressive politics in our region.
I'm just very blessed and humbled and happy to be back here in my hometown in McAllen and seeing this kind of turnout and really seeing that there's a strong energy here for what's possible and what we can do together.
The free panel discussion held at Cine El Rey focused on creating conversation and dialogue on some of the major issues in the Rio Grande Valley and how it ties into a broader national movement for progressive ideas and changes.
Ranging from different experiences such as LGBTQ rights, reproductive justice, immigrants' rights, the environment, and things like that.
Bernal, who advised for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez during her election in New York, believes change is possible.
And there's no reason why this same kind of thing can happen here in our community.
In McAllen, reporting for UTRGV-TV, Kenya Gomez.
The deadline for voter registration is coming up sooner than you think. Reporter Ileana Moreno has the details on what you need to do before the cutoff date.
The midterm election determining races including Texas governor will be taking place November 6th, but in order to vote, you must register 30 days prior to Election Day.
Don't wait until the last minute to complete a voter registration application. Although the polls won't be open until November 6th, the deadline to register to vote is October 9th.
On campus, we have our voting polls located at the Student Union here in Edinburg and at the Student Union in Brownsville. Our turnout has been okay, but we're hoping to increase it.
Early voting begins October 22nd. If you aren't sure if you've registered and would like to check your voter registration status, visit votetexas.org.
We've gotten a lot of students to register, but when it comes out to coming out to the polls to vote, we fall short. So although our numbers are great for registering students to vote and having them registered, we need them to come out and really, make a difference by voting. And what that means is it's really their choice, their voice that counts. It takes one. That's all it takes one student to come out and vote. That one student can bring a friend. It can encourage their family. So it's open for everyone in the community to come out and vote here on campus.
U.S. citizens are able to become volunteer deputy registrars to help increase voter registration. Volunteer deputy registrars distribute and accept voter registration application forms from Hidalgo County residents.
If you'd like to volunteer as a deputy registrar in the County of Hidalgo, there will be a training at the UTRGV Edinburg campus September 27th. To register to vote, visit aactnow.org. From Edinburg, for UTRGV-TV, I'm Ileana Moreno.
An annual competitive film festival reaches out to film buffs around the world.
Film screenings, special effects makeup, and stunt workshops are just a few things the South Texas International Film Festival had to offer to the Valley movie buffs. Native to the Valley, an actor and stuntman says it's important to return to the place where he was raised to share the knowledge and experience he gained by leaving the Valley.
Someone told me a long time ago, if you really want to know the world, you need to get out and travel. And that's not just out of the valley, it's travel. You gotta travel, you gotta see other worlds, other parts, places that you never think you'd go and see, other cultures, so that we can become worldly informed and then come back to the valley and share it.
One of the features was titled Atanasia, inspired by the filmmaker's great-great-grandmother, who lived in South Texas. It took Alicia Villarreal 12 years to film.
It's a story that is similar to all the Tejanos in Texas, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to do it, because it's the story of the roots of the Tejano people. And so it's not just our family story, it's a story of all Tejanos.
As more film festivals are being held in major cities such as Austin or Los Angeles, the city of Edinburg organized its own international film festival right outside our backyards.
I enjoy bringing those films to the community and also helping the filmmakers, because one of our commitments of the film festival is to bring these workshops for them so they can continue to work on their skills, because we have amazing, talented filmmakers here in the Rio Grande Valley, and we're very proud of them and we want to continue to support them.
From Edinburg, for UTRGV-TV, I'm Nida Alcántar.
A daughter's cancer diagnosis leads a mother to create cancer support programs for families going through the same battle all across the valley. Our reporter Rocio Villalobos has more on the story.
Edinburg brings attention to Childhood Cancer Awareness Month with a special 5K in which racers follow the yellow brick road down the Edinburg Municipal Park as means of showing support.
This is the second year the race is held by Neves, a center dedicated to providing support and resources for families facing childhood cancer. The idea was born after Felicia Gasas received the news of her 6-year-old daughter's diagnosis.
Through her journey, her and I discovered there's no resources here in the valley as far as other needs that have nothing to do with treatment. Came up with the idea of this organization and how to bring these resources for the families, because it was really hard to go through that.
Mayor Richard Molina was present to proclaim the city's support for the families of Neves kids conquering cancer.
Our children. It's very important that we create awareness by using the color gold, and to let people know that, this is community involvement, community based, and it takes an army of us to go out there and raise money to help people in their time of need, especially those young kids that are victims to cancer.
Nearly 300 participants and dozens of volunteers made their way out to the park early Saturday morning. The top racers were recognized with bronze, silver, and of course, gold medals.
Just staying in the community, getting together, and just making an event like this, raising money, is really supportive. Coming in and meeting new people, I think that's what it's really all about.
People of all ages prove it is never too early to make a difference.
I want to show people that I'm not alone, that they're not alone, that they can come to me whenever they want. They will get better and just
As is evident by the massive turnout of this event, those battling cancer are not alone, and a cure is on the way. In Edinburg, for UTRGV-TV, I'm Rocio Villalobos.
And here's this week's sports highlights. What a way to start off the season. A victory round for the men's first home soccer game was Sunday, September 2nd against Northern Illinois University. In the first half, Illinois' Alex Welch scores from left field, getting past goalkeeper Andy Rios right there. Soon, in the second half, UTRGV's Angel Lopez scores the first goal as offense, assisted by number 20 William Maico and number 3 Matt Buwaller, tying the score 1-1. Seconds later, Kyle Edwards, number 9, takes a pass from Maico, kicks and scores, now 2-1, UTRGV in the lead. Illinois' Noah Brody scores shortly after with the second goal. It's no sweat here for our men though, as they hold on to the lead with the final score 3-2. More recently, the men had another home win against the University of North Carolina at Greensboro Saturday, September 9th. Coming in hot at the start of the game is forward Isidro Martinez, number 7, who passes it to Edwards, scoring the first goal of the game. Lopez with the free kick to Edwards. He's blocked, but Aiko is there with that rebound. UTRGV takes the win 2-1. And here's the women's soccer team against McNeese State University Friday, September 7th. Senior Tuva Nielsen on the right there took a free kick where Zapata matched up the score 1-1. Zapata's second goal right here. And a few words from Zapata herself from Friday night's performance.
You actually put the first goal in, the one that took you guys into overtime. Did you ever think this was going to happen? What was going through your head?
I don't know. I really wasn't thinking about scoring, but it just happened. I had to do it.
That second goal in overtime gave you guys a win, and I mean, it seemed as you were kind of hesitating to put it into the net. What were you thinking essentially?
I thought that coach was gonna get mad at me because I shot, but I was like, nah, you know what? Let's just do it, and I just did it.
And what are some things you liked about your team's performance tonight?
Oh, the way they always fight every second. They never let any minute or every second pass. They're always fighting, and I'm really proud of that.
The UTRGV women's soccer wrapped that one up with 2-1. That does it for this week's sports highlights, but to keep up to date on full schedules and tickets, visit goutrgv.com. Reporting for sports, Ileana Luna. Welcoming a new segment is Nathaniel Puente's Music Craft, which gives us an inside look at local musicians and their inspirations. This week's band is Archangel A.D. from Edinburg.
This is Edward Veda Jr. He's a pre-med biology major at UTRGV. This is also Edward Veda Jr. He's a drummer in a thrash metal band.
And I'm there on the floor.
This is Justin
Lopez.
Lopez.
Out of my mouth, and I'm like,
He's a music major at UTRGV, but also a metal bassist and vocalist. Together with guitarists Jake Garcia and Roman Torres, they make up Archangel A.D, an incredible band from Edinburg, Texas. UTRGV-TV got the inside look at what makes this band tick. Archangel A.D. formed in the summer of 2015 through the brainchild of Ed Veda and original guitarist Matt Carr. The band originally was formed to fulfill a lifelong dream of starting a band.
For the longest time, I wanted to start playing drums. I really love drums. Like I wanted a drum set, and I wanted someone to play with. He wanted to start a band. I wanted to start playing drums.
Soon after, the band searched for a bassist and vocalist. Luckily, they found a dual threat with Justin, who found them in quite an interesting place.
And I went to Craigslist, of all things. I searched on Craigslist, and then eventually I came across one post that was fans of the Big Four, death metal, stuff like that.
The band began playing covers of Judas Priest and Metallica songs, but by their own account were not very good. In late 2015, Jake Garcia was brought into the band and unleashed his amazing talents onto some of the band's first original songs. Jake spoke on why he decided to join the band.
They wanted me. We had similar interests, and we were all huge fans of Metallica.
Archangel played their first show in January 2016 in McAllen. It was in March of that year that the band added AD to their name. Finally, in mid-2017, the band went into the studio to record their debut EP. Released in June 2018, it showed the power and potential that this band has.
The EP is called War Band, and personally I am a huge fan of it, as you can tell.
Unfortunately, original guitarist Matt Carr was let go from the band in August 2018. Personal problems led to his dismissal. The show must go on, however, and in Matt's place they found Roman Torres, formerly of Last Repent. Roman's focus and talents have fit well in the band. The group described how things have been with Roman so far.
His energy on stage was great. My hair got caught in his guitar like 2 times. It was awesome.
Archangel A.D. hopes to release their first full-length album in 2019. The band draws inspiration from old-school thrash metal bands Metallica, Slayer, and Megadeth, as well as Dio, Coheed and Cambria, and Candlemass. While most would describe them as a thrash metal band, the group does not like to limit themselves.
Fitting us to a box, like just solely thrash metal, I think I can say like gets boring.
I don't want to say that I'm a thrash band, but I know we kind of need to have a classification. And I feel like our classification can evolve because we have a doom song on a thrash EP, you know?
Overall, Archangel A.D. has the makings for a successful band in the future. You can check out their EP War Band streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Reporting for UTRGV-TV, I'm Nathaniel Puente.
That's all we have for you today, but remember, if you have a story or know someone within the UTRGV family making an impact on campus or in the community, you can contact us through our social media or email us at utrgvtv@gmail.com. We have community and UTRGV news for you every week. See you next time.